You think filing an insurance claim is pretty straightforward, right? You pay your premiums, you suffer a loss, and you get paid. Boom, done. But what if I told you it's really not that simple? Insurance companies have these incredibly strict, totally invisible policies set up like hidden traps. Traps literally designed to derail your case and deny your payout. Well, welcome to NexClaim, the explainer where we completely dismantle these tactics. We're going to analyze the fine print together and make sure you are always one step ahead.
Because here is the really unsettling truth. Right now, at this exact second, your insurance claim might already be sabotaged, and you don't even realize it. Adjusters are meticulously trained to look for very specific errors, and they use them to deny perfectly valid claims with surprising frequency. So we're going to expose the 5 biggest mistakes that basically hand them your money on a silver platter. If you want to make sure you never get outsmarted by an adjuster again, hit that subscribe button to join NexClaim right now. Trust me, you do not want to miss this.
Okay, let's just dive right into it. The very first major pitfall we're looking at is trap number 1, the accidental liar.
Now, in the insurance world, the formal term for this is misrepresentation. See, insurance contracts demand absolute, 100% complete honesty from everyone involved. Now, you're probably thinking, well, I'm not a fraudster, I don't lie, but here's the catch. Even a completely unintentional, totally innocent mistake on your application gives an adjuster the exact ammunition they need to cancel your coverage. Let's look at some everyday examples. Say you're filling out your auto insurance and you estimate your daily commute is, I don't know, about 5 miles. But in reality, it's closer to 15. Or maybe you just forgot to mention a really minor past medical issue on a life insurance form. Or hey, you finally upgraded your kitchen, but you didn't disclose those home renovations to your property insurer. You're not being malicious, right? These are just common oversights. But to an insurance company, those are material misrepresentations.
So what does this actually mean? It means innocent errors equal a full denial of coverage. They don't just reduce your payout a little bit. No, they can void your entire policy. It's harsh, but it's the reality. Hiding your past or just making a simple estimating error isn't the only way to lose a claim now. Up next, we're going to look at the truly ruthless countdowns insurers use to basically time you out of your own money. Hey, if you're finding this breakdown helpful so far, take a quick second to hit the like button on this NexClaim explainer so we can keep bringing you these deep dives.
All right, moving right along to trap number 2, beating the clock.
So, insurance policies operate under some incredibly strict timelines. And we aren't talking about months or years here. Most policies require immediate notification of a loss or injury. We're talking a tiny 24 to 72-hour window. Now, if you're dealing with the shock of a terrible car accident, or you wake up to a flooded basement, calling your insurance guy might not exactly be your first instinct. But missing that initial window, that is procedural trap number 1. And the clock definitely doesn't stop there. Take long-term disability claims, for example. The windows of opportunity just keep shrinking. You typically have just 30 days to file a notice of claim. Then you only have 90 days after your waiting period to submit a comprehensive proof of disability. And what if you get denied and need to take legal action? You get exactly 2 years from that denial. Adjusters absolutely love to deny claims purely on these procedural delays, mostly because courts consistently uphold these strict contractual deadlines.
Which brings us to a massively important number, 2. In places like Ontario, for instance, under the Limitations Act, you have exactly 2 years from the date of a car accident to file a tort claim against an at-fault driver. If you miss it by a single day, you completely forfeit your right to compensation. It's literally that black and white. So time is ticking, right? But honestly, there's an even bigger hurdle. You got to ask yourself, are you making mistake number 3 right now? Are you failing to secure your evidence at this very second? Before we reveal what this massive error is and exactly how you can fix it, make sure you're subscribed to NexClaim. We are dropping actionable strategies just like this every single week.
Okay, so what's really interesting about this next trap is that it completely shifts all the weight right onto you. Trap number 3 is the paper trail problem.
You see, the burden of proving a claim falls squarely on your shoulders. You're the claimant. The insurance company doesn't have to prove you aren't injured, you have to prove that you are. If you lack a meticulous paper trail, your claim simply vanishes into thin air. Let's break down exactly what insurance are demanding. For a personal injury, they aren't just going to take your word for it. They require initial ER reports, diagnostic imaging, specialist consultations, and continuous treatment records. Literally, a single missing medical appointment or a weird gap in your treatment is all the justification an adjuster needs to claim your injuries aren't actually severe. Dealing with property damage, you better have itemized inventories, receipts, and appraisals ready to go. And for disability or income claims, you absolutely need pay stubs, tax returns, and flawless employment records. Without these, your claim is going to be disputed, undervalued, or just flat out denied.
And that leads us directly into a super dangerous misconception. Trap number 4,
The pre-existing trap.
So a lot of people wrongly assume they only need to disclose medical conditions directly related to their current injury. This is entirely false. Insurers require the disclosure of all medical conditions regardless of whether you think they're relevant. That includes issues that are totally resolved or even asymptomatic. Long-term disability insurers are especially strict about this. They will meticulously review years, sometimes decades of your medical history, just hunting for discrepancies. Now, in a second, we're going to look at an incredibly unsettling Big Brother trap insurers use to basically spy on you. But really quick, to make sure you never fall victim to this pre-existing condition loophole, take just a moment to subscribe to NexClaim.
Let's really break down why full medical disclosure is so critical. Imagine you're in a car crash, right? And you sustain a brand new, totally debilitating back injury. But on your application, you kind of hid the fact that 5 years ago you had some mild temporary back pain. Well, the insurers is going to find that old record, and when they do, they will attribute your current severe symptoms entirely to that pre-existing condition rather than the recent accident. By trying to hide a super minor issue, you essentially just handed them the perfect excuse to deny your major claim. Proper disclosure, backed up by solid medical evidence that clearly distinguishes the old from the new, is really your only true protection here.
And hey, speaking of hiding things, let's move right into trap number 5, the social media spy.
I need you to lean in for this one because it is an incredibly unsettling reality. Insurance investigators are actively monitoring your social media accounts right now. Seriously, they are searching for absolutely any evidence that contradicts your claimed injuries or damages. It's a stark contrast. You might post a quick update just to reassure your anxious friends and family, saying something like, "Feeling fine after the fender bender." But how do the insurance see it? They screenshot that post, attach it to your file, and label it, "Evidence of 0 injuries, claim denied." It's crazy. Check-ins at restaurants that suggest high mobility, photos of you doing physical activities, or even just innocent comments downplaying your situation. These are instantly weaponized by investigators as evidence of fraud or exaggeration.
Now, you might be sitting there thinking, oh, it's fine, my accounts are totally set to private. Well, do you really think your privacy settings protect you? The shocking fact here is that courts are increasingly giving insurers legal access to your private social media posts during the discovery process. Your private life is simply not private when a claim is pending. The absolute best practice? Suspend your social media activity entirely until your claim resolves. Now, we are about to unveil the ultimate battle plan to fight back against a denial. Drop a comment below if you've ever had an insurer try to dig into your personal life, and please don't forget to hit subscribe to NexClaim.
Okay, so what actually happens if you step on one of these traps and get that dreaded denial letter? We pivot to the counterattack, fighting a claim denial.
You have to realize that a denial letter from an insurance company is very often just a test of your resolve. They deny perfectly valid claims all the time just to see if you'll give up and walk away. It is rarely the final word. So here is your concrete step-by-step retaliation plan. Step 1, meticulously review the denial letter. Insurers are legally required to give clear reasons for their decisions, so find out exactly what they're claiming. Step 2, request your complete internal claim file from the insurer. You want all their internal notes and assessments so you can look for inconsistencies in how they evaluated you. Step 3, gather targeted medical documents. Go straight to your physicians and get fresh evidence that directly counters their specific reasons for denial. And finally, Step 4, submit a formal, written appeal packed with all of this new concrete evidence, making absolute sure you hit their internal deadlines.
But what if you do everything right, and they still say no? Well, if the internal appeal process fails, it is time to stop playing by their internal rules. It's time to escalate to litigation. This is exactly when bringing in a dedicated denied insurance claim lawyer becomes absolutely necessary. You need someone to level the playing field and force the insurer to actually fulfill their contractual obligations.
We've covered the accidental misrepresentations, the shrinking deadlines, the paper trails, the pre-existing loopholes, and those sneaky social media spies. So I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Really critically evaluate your own safety here. If an insurance adjuster reviewed your life, your forms, and your entire digital footprint today, what excuse would they use to deny you? Protect yourself, stay informed, and thank you so much for watching NexClaim. We'll see you in the next explainer.